Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the last and final declutter of my makeup collection for 2022. There are not as many items in this declutter as prior videos, which those will be linked in the description box below. Do one final push of declutter to start the year with less makeup. So let's jump right in. This Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation has been in my project pan. I'm not a fan of this anymore. I don't like it. I don't like how it looks on my skin. I don't like how it applies. I don't like anything about this foundation anymore. So I'm decluttering this. I did make it about halfway or so through this, but yeah, it's done. Two glitters. I also decided to film this a bit different because it is the final one for the year. But two glitters. These are Color Workshop glitters. It's just a silver and a gold, and I have lots of pressed silver and gold glitters and palettes now. Some lip products. I do not like this LA Colors matte lips. I love the shade, but it's not great. You'll have to watch the full review linked in the cards. So this is gone. This Carity, the mattes. This is a liquid lipstick, and I thought the color on this, judging from the box, is going to be a lot darker. But it's actually really light, and it's a very light peachy pink shade that I will most likely never wear on my lips. So I'm decluttering that. And I hung on this for a while just because it was Believe Beauty. But I no longer reach for this ever. It's like a nude pink shade. It's really pretty. The formula is great. I just never reach for this. So for palettes, I'm going to finally declutter the LA Colors and Make Them Melt eye palette. This is the Strawberry Peach palette. This was fun. I've done several looks using this palette, and it's often my most reach for when I do Dollar Tree makeup because I actually really enjoy this little palette. But I've used this quite a bit. Another palette from LA Colors. I didn't think that I would part with this one. I love this Rose palette. In terms of use, I've used it a few times. It's really pretty, but a lot of the shades are super similar. It's supposed to be a monochromatic rose palette, and I get that, but I don't reach for it as often. I'm not too inspired by this color story. I have other palettes in my collection that are similar to this that I'll reach for more often. Now the Cool Tone Glam one, stunning. I've done like 8 looks with that one. Absolutely stunning. I have some Wet n Wild stuff. This is beautiful. It's the Camouflaunt 5-pan little palette, and from Wet n Wild Color Icon. Absolutely stunning, but I don't reach for this much. The formula is great. It's just that I never reach for this color story very often. And if I was looking for something like that, I'd probably do something else in my collection. This also Wet n Wild. I thought I would never get rid of my Not a Basic Peach palette because I actually really love the color story. But once again, ever since I got the Wet n Wild 40 pan and the Wet n Wild Artistry Wild Heart palette, those two mega palettes make up for a lot of these shades that I'm okay with decluttering from Wet n Wild now. W7, this Soft Hues Rose Quartz. Beautiful. The shadows are creamy and nice. There is a bit of fallout, but and some of the mattes are a little chalky, but the shimmery shades are top notch. But out of all the ones that I own, I would reach for this one less. Another set of palettes I never thought that I would get rid of, and they're from Hard Candy. This one is absolutely stunning. So you can tell this this LA Colors, similar color story to the Hard Candy one, but same with this one. The formula is great in this Hard Candy palette. Nice and creamy. The shimmery shades are so nice and metallic, but I never reach for this. It's a great palette for $10. This was Blushful Nudes. I never reach for it though. This one, I absolutely love the color story too, from Hard Candy, and it's the THC and CBD free. And it's using, there's hemp oil in these shadows. Great formula. Once again, I just never reach for it very often. I have the Beauty Bay Earthy palette, and I would totally reach for those greens over these. So, try to be a little bit more cutthroat in this declutter with definitely a couple more that I thought that I would never get rid of, and these are from the Shop Miss A site. These are the AOA Studio or AO2 Lab, something like that. Not their AOA Studio palettes. These sleeves, take the sleeves off, clear plastic. Stunning color story. I love the mix in here. The shimmeries, the mattes. The mattes are actually really good. The shimmeries are good. I just literally never ever reach for this. And once again, if I look at this by itself, the shade I would wear most would be this pink one, and I wear that standalone, which I have that in other palettes. And then my eye immediately goes to these, which I have other palettes that I'm more drawn to for those kind of shades, those minty shades. The purple is beautiful too, but just I don't use it, so we're gonna pass it on. The next one is also from AOA Studio, and this is a self-made one. This was my favorite of the ones that I own. This color story is amazing, and once again, the mattes, they are really pigmented. The shimmery shades are beautiful. My eye immediately goes to like the minty shade, the lime green shade, and this purple shade here. But outside of the looks that I filmed and stuff, I usually do not reach for this palette. So, to be honest with myself, we're going to give it a new home. The last and final items I have in this declutter are 2 palettes, once again, that I didn't think I was going to part with. I was so excited to try Makeup Revolution, only to be really let down and disappointed in their formula, how they apply. The only Makeup Revolution palette that I kept was the Jack palette, because I actually like that one and I would play with that one more. But these 2 have to go. These were my first ever order. This is the Turkish Delight. The packaging is pretty, but it's bulky. I don't like that. It does come with a mirror. The color story in this one, absolutely love the color story. Most of the reason why I was keeping this is these 2 glitters here, but I never reached for them. When I did try to do a couple looks and apply this on my eyes, I didn't like how it applied. I think that, personally, I think that Makeup Revolution's formula is overhyped. I'm not the biggest fan, personally. This one's the Tasty Avocado palette. I love the packaging to this one. I absolutely love it. I love the color story. Once again, I've done some looks with this. I'm not impressed with the formula. I never reached for these palettes because of that, so I'm going to let them go. I still really love this color story, but there's no reason for it to take up space, and I'm not using it at all. If I'm not using it, we need to declutter it. Make room for new products to test out. Well, that is the end of the makeup declutters for 2022. 17 items decluttered in total. 3 lip products, 2 glitters, 1 foundation, and 11 eyeshadow palettes. I hope you enjoyed these makeup declutters. Don't forget to check them out in the description box below. I've decluttered a lot of makeup this past year. I'm happy with that. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos like these in the upcoming year. Don't forget to check the description box and the cards for additional links.